About 11.5 million acres in the United States are currently being used for roadways. This isn't even including parking lots, or garages, or driveways. That's a lot of land. It makes one think, isn't there a better use for this land? And there is. It's solar roadways. Now, I may just be 18, and I'm not a professional, but I have done a lot of research and written a 10-page essay, which was my senior paper, on solar roadways, so I know a lot about them. You guys may be wondering, why do I need to know about solar roadways? I don't want to be a construction worker or an engineer. They're not really my thing. But here's why. According to Greenpeace, within this time period, we will have to radically change our approach to energy production and consumption. That means us as students need to change our habits to create a better world for future generations. Solar roadways would improve the efficiency of the United States road systems. Today I will cover the panel's inner lighting and heating systems, the energy potential, along with the hybrid car potential they come with. First of all, solar roadway panels are equipped with LED lights and heating units. This means that day and night visibility is substantially increased rather than the road systems that we have now where the lines are just painted on the pavement and they have to be redone and there's often mistakes. This also means that in the event of an emergency or traffic or reconstruction, when flares and cones are used, the panels can be reprogrammed and the LED lights can have a different pattern and traffic can be reconstructed however which way the reprogrammer would like. The heating units can be very useful in the case of weather. Up north we get really bad winters and deaths can occur when icy weather hits, and the heating units in the roads would prevent this. They would keep the roads at a certain temperature so that the roads would not freeze over. This would also save money on tax dollars that go towards plows. This money could be redirected towards the school system or the Parks and Rec system. It could go towards a lot of different things. It could even go towards the implementation of the roads themselves. Next I'm going to talk about the amazing energy potential that solar roadways have. If 11.5 million acres of the United States is covered in roads themselves, and these roads are covered in solar panels, that's a lot of money put towards solar panels because they're not cheap. Well, it's a good thing that I did the math already because it's a lot of statistics, but only 18% of the 11.5 million acres of land, of roads, have to be covered in solar panels for the energy consumption of America to be clean and used out of the solar energy harvested from the solar panels in the solar roadways. Eventually, over time, when the solar panels pay for themselves and the energy from the roads is harvested, we would be able to implement more and more solar roadways, and there would be a surplus of energy that we'd be able to sell to different countries like China who don't have an interest in trying to find new clean energy sources. This would be a huge environmental plus because we would be helping the world that we live in, and I think everyone should have an interest in that. The only downfall to the panels being on the road is that they can't turn as the sun goes across the sky as many solar panels do. And I mean, there's not really much you can do about this because if the roads did turn, the cars can't travel safely on them, which is a given. But the roads being stretched across the United States makes up for this because the array of different seasons going across the United States makes up for the different angle of the road as it can't turn. Finally, solar roadways can pair with electric cars to open a whole new door of possibilities. One of the largest downfalls of electric cars is that you cannot go very far without having to come back to your home and recharge them because charging ports for electric cars aren't very common because not very many people have them and they're pretty expensive. What solar roadways do for this is they can give a possibility for magnetic induction. This may not mean very much to you, but magnetic induction is the pairing of two coils, on top of another, and it doesn't have to touch, and it doesn't even have to stay over each other. It just has to be relatively close, and as it passes, it transfers electricity. And this means as an electric car goes over a solar roadway, they could charge each other. This brings a whole new possibility of electric cars traveling on interstates. It could be as a passenger goes into a store to grab something, their car could be charging in the parking lot, or even as you sleep in your house overnight, your car could be charging in your driveway. This is a completely clean transportation if this happens, because you're not plugging your car into your port at your house anymore, which is coal. You're not getting a bill for this anymore. This is just completely solar energy, which is a complete advantage. The only downfall of this is that this is a mass movement that we need from the United States. We can't just have a small group of people in North Idaho do this, like the couple in Sandpoint. We need to have a majority of the population have hybrid cars and want this, because this is where the money is going to come from for this. This is where a mass movement is going to come from to implement solar roadways for hybrid cars and for this whole system to really fit together, for all the pieces to go together. Now it's time for me to wrap it up. Overall, solar roadways help with visibility of road conditions, energy consumption, and hybrid cars. As far away as the problem may seem, our generation needs to be the catalyst in how our nation deals with its problems. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something about solar roadways.